Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another Lost Ark video, or I guess, Lost Ark adjacent video. That's what I used to say. There we go. It's Topical Tuesday, where we go over Reddit posts. You know the drill at this point, and if you don't, welcome. We go over Reddit posts. That's what we do. Top Reddit posts of the last week. We figure out what's popping, what's not popping. First things first, I suppose here you can kind of see what's been popping. We'll just pop on over to top, take a look. We'll look at this first. Event shop for Christmas has 8 leapstones to help you reach 1620. Yeah, it's not great. But event shops and the like have like really never been for like current content or helping push your current character. These are always used as like an alt catch-up mechanic. And obviously as we keep getting further and further into the weeds, it wasn't very good with Marvelous Honor leapstones, as you can see. You only get 10 per box. And that still isn't very many. It is significantly more than 8, but, or 10 or whatever it is, but it's not great. Oh, you do only get 4 boxes, so it would be 8. Yeah, I was looking at the shards. But my point is, these amounts have been pretty not great for a while. I mean, they were much better with Marvelous compared directly to Radiant, but you get the idea. My point is, yeah, it's, they could give us some more leapstones and they wouldn't be breaking the bank, that's for sure. 2024 roadmap coming tomorrow. We have the roadmap pulled up here, but I am going to be reading this just because I want to see the comments and what people were hoping for. Hoping we get free gifts like the KR players did. I'm sure we will get some variation of gift because we usually do. These sons of bitches, I love the teaser. Hopefully we get the small buff to normal elixirs next week, or it'll feel kind of shitty just sitting on them until we get the change. I think the elixir change would be like super good, and it would make the issue with purple elixirs versus legendary elixirs and like the damage gain and the damage difference not so big. It might just be like super efficient to like push for 35 set on purple elixirs after the change. Since it gets +1 tap and like a fucking massive gold reduction. It's interesting though. With a 3-part roadmap, we won't see Curzon and Ladon just yet. Here's my prediction. January, Balance Patch and QOL. February, Breaker. March, Hellbrell and Extreme Valtan. April, Thaemine and some unannounced QOL randomly. I don't remember what I predicted a while ago, because I made a video with my thoughts on the upcoming content map and sort of what I think they're gonna do and what I thought, or rather what I thought they would do and what I would have liked them to do. And I did, if I'm remembering correctly, I did put Thaemine in April, despite the fact that I think it would be better suited for our summer release. It would make sense to do it in like a 6-month incremental gap, but I kind of figure they'll do April. My copium is like late May, maybe even into early June, but I know that's not reasonable because people gotta go. It'll be interesting though to see what ends up happening, because I haven't actually looked at the roadmap, so I guess we could pop over to the roadmap right now. So the 2024 roadmap part 1. Take a look here at the Play Lost Ark link. So the 2024 roadmap part 1, we're excited to share the first part of the 2024 roadmap, which includes the major planned content pieces arriving in Arcadia in the first few months of 2024. Join product manager Andy Lynn, head of editorial Henry Stetler, and our community manager Roxanne Sabo for our team's video update. So right away I'm noticing in the thumbnail that Henry is not in the O, and that is like a big issue. I'm taking big issue with that. Normal written roadmap, this is what we're here for, because I like to do my own video. Listen, that's just the way it is, baby. January, Brell Inferno. Okay. February, Extreme Valtan. Excuse me, I had to yawn there. Haven't been sleeping too well lately, but that's okay. I gotta keep it up and up for you guys. Brell Inferno. Most difficult version of Legion raids, the Inferno difficulty is all about proving you're among the best of the best in Arcadia. Yes, we know. Inferno Brell. I'm sure this is relevant to some people who still really enjoy Inferno mode. I think Inferno is a good idea, and hell modes in general are super fun, but I think it suffers from the same problem a lot of things do, and that the fact that you need 8 people, and especially for hell modes, 8 people is interesting to gather, especially when the consumable stuff, etc., etc., you already know. But basically, hell brell, equalized content, item level 1560 plus, standard stuff. Extreme Valtan is coming in February, which is our 2nd anniversary celebration. To celebrate the anniversary in-game, we'll have a number of fun in-game anniversary events and players to enjoy, with rewards to match. The players can take part in celebrating Lost Ark's 2nd anniversary at the Arcadia Festival. Each week of the festival, there will be a new co-op quest for players to participate in, keeping things fun and fresh as you earn tokens to trade in for valuable rewards. In addition to the Arcadia Festival, we're still fleshing the full details of an additional event that will take players on a trip down memory lane. Oh, how cool. Like that. Valtan Extreme. Valtan will return ready for vengeance from all the card runs in a new challenging version of the raid. There are 2 versions of Valtan Extreme. Valtan Extreme Normal. Excuse me. Valtan Extreme Normal at 1580 and Valtan Extreme Hard at 1620. There are first-time clear rewards that will be given upon clearing 2 gates, along with rewards as you re-clear. Each roster can enter the raid once every 2 weeks, with gate progression bound to the character that cleared the first gate. So basically, it's like Gate 4 Brell, but it just is Valtan, and it's like not scaled. Like, it's just a higher item level version of Valtan. It's not like Hell equalization. It's like if Valtan item level requirement was 1620, and that's it, right? So it's interesting. It's just basically like a loot pinata from what I understand. So look forward to more materials and doing more things every 2 weeks, I suppose. And then in March, we have the new Breaker class. Breaker class was just teased at Loa On. We're super excited to bring it to the West in March. It's a male version of the Scrapper built around relentlessly bashing enemies. Breaker is a force to be reckoned with, using his heavy gauntlets, mobility, and combos to deal a massive amount of damage. The Breaker will arrive with progression events, including a Super Makoko Express event and an event Power Pass, unsurprisingly. So the Light of Destiny story quest, Lost Ark's location is getting closer to being revealed. Sakurai is beginning to investigate the events that have occurred in Plesha. As the situation grows more unpredictable, it will be up to you to face the chaos as you follow your path. The Light of Destiny update will reveal the location of the Lost Ark, which will bring us closer to the end of story chapter 1. Whoa, bro, you're telling me I can finally get the 7th Ark? That's what I'm talking about. Thaemine Prelude, Thaemine King, blah blah blah, Prelude quests. April, Thaemine, unsurprising. I wish they would have delayed it more, but I'm not surprised. So, we are getting Thaemine in April. After the events of the Prelude, track Thaemine to his Dark Fortress for a war between light and darkness. Thaemine is the most powerful of the Legion commanders. He once conquered half of Petronia alone. Long ago, after facing Khosros, he accepted the role of Legion Commander of Darkness. Now the loyal knights imbued with Thaemine's dark blessings rush to Arcadia, leading demons from other legions. Thaemine is an 8-player legion raid with the normal mode requiring item level 1610, and hard mode requires 1630. Normal has 3 gates, hard has 4 gates. Player can get reward every 2 weeks from hard gate 4. There's no special difficulty for Thaemine. Thaemine will be releasing at the difficulty it was originally released at in Korea, with a difficulty patch following shortly after. So, we get massively overtuned Thaemine, since I know a lot of people complain about that, which is... I mean, I'm personally not super excited about it, because I don't like having things be massively overtuned. I'm, like, past that point in my life. I would rather it be balance patched for, like, normal humans to play it, but we'll see. Transcendence Gear Progression System, that's the system that's coming with Thaemine. Crazy that they're name-dropping elixirs that haven't even come out yet. But Transcendence Gear Progression System, similar to elixirs arriving later this week, Gear Transcendence is a new system in which players can reinforce and improve their gear's basic effects by using each power sealed within the runes. This will manifest through increased damage and defense, with some special abilities for both DPS and support playstyles. The crafting materials used in Transcendence can be acquired from the Thaemine Legion raid. The Road to Thaemine Progression event will also arrive in this update, helping players progress toward the raid and other in-game content. So we are getting a Path to Thaemine or Road to Thaemine, just like we did with Soul Eater. Very good. I think those events are super good. I hope it's similar, but just better. Similar, but better would be ideal. Vesicle Guardian Raid is a new 1630 Guardian Raid that will release alongside Thaemine. Long ago, Vesicle chose to be consumed by Chaos, following the footsteps of Archon. Vesicle is a Chaos Guardian who hunts enemies by using sound waves. After returning to Arcadia by crossing over from another dimension, he is ready to find and hunt his prey mercilessly. He needs to be stopped before his angry screech overwhelms Arcasia. Like other guardians, you will be able to clear once a day for increased rewards. I haven't seen anything about the new guardian. If it's anything like Frog, it'll probably be annoying as hell. It's just, that's how it goes. Every new guardian is just like extra annoying in their own special way until you learn how to deal with it, and then it just becomes like whatever. There hasn't been like a great guardian since Descaluda IMO. You can write that on my gravestone and ship that to my fucking office. Anyways, that's it for the roadmap. I'm not surprised. I am kind of surprised about Breaker coming out so soon, but they usually like to add new flashy things like classes faster rather than slower. So it does make sense. And Thaemine, like I said, it makes sense. He just kind of looks like the Lich King. Pretty cool. But again, I do think they could have gotten away very easily with Thaemine being our big summer update. It would give people a little bit more time as well. But it is what it is, you know? But that was the roadmap. Let's see what people are saying about the roadmap. Let's see what the people are saying, man. Oh boy. Thaemine will be releasing the difficulty it was originally released at in Korea, yeah. I remember this difficulty destroying many statics and groups. Let's see what it's like in the West. People are use the Bible, 50% brand support, and last place DPS still in shambles. True. Valtan will return ready for vengeance from all the card runs. Whoever wrote this needs a raise. True. What's the point of getting 1630 if you can't clear it anyways? Yeah, true. True. Even if you made it there, I don't think any on-item level group actually beat it. They were all a little over-leveled. Bro, every group that cleared that shit in that first top 10 race thing, pretty much every single one of them was like 1640 plus with like max sidereal weapon or Esther weapon. So yeah. And this is the summary of it. So in January, we're getting Balance Patch, Freya Island update, and Brellshaw's Inferno. February, we're getting Arcasia Festival, additional event, Vault and Extreme and KR 5th Anniversary skins. March, we're getting Breaker, Super Makoko, Express, Arc Pass, Power Pass, Light of Destiny story, and then the Thaemine Prelude story quests. And then in April, we're getting Thaemine Legion Raid, Normal is 1610, Hard is 1630, Road to Thaemine Progression event, and Vescal Guardian Raid 1630. So we'll see. Also, we're getting the, Oh no, he listed it here. Road to Thaemine Progression event. I wanted to see like Path to Soul Eater, and I was like, oh, no, Soul Eater is old news, bud. But that's like the summary. 5th year skins for our 2nd year.
One more thing in February.
Oh, it's just the clip of them saying it. Good. If Thaemine wasn't April later, it would compound a ton. How far we'll be forever behind. Thaemine in April genuinely gives us an avenue to catch Korea up. Not saying we'll ever be 1-to-1. We won't. Even though it should probably be possible other games do it. But a month behind seems possible. Okay, it's not impossible from like a standpoint of you and I talking and saying it's not impossible, because it's not, for sure. But generally speaking, especially games that needs to be translated, games that are primarily based out in Eastern markets, obviously they get made first, they get priority. Once that shit is made, it gets translated. Obviously translating doesn't take super long and making sure that our build works, but we are never going to be a point in this game where we're getting same-day patches on both versions on the same day. It's just not feasible, really. And I don't think very many games do it like that to begin with. Especially not the ones that I play. Most notably, things like MapleStory, BDO, when I played it, definitely didn't have the same update cadence either. Even my little gacha game, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan, most certainly does not have matched pacing. It's always like it's always like X months behind, right? That's because it gives them time to make our build of the game, right? It makes it easier for them to manage. Whether that you think that's a good or bad thing, I mean, I definitely see there's pros and cons for both, but that's just kind of how it is. They can speed up content as much as they want. We will be forever behind in all of their progression. True. Korea has had so much more time, and they're not helping us at all with the reduced time that we're getting. True. Might have content out, but that doesn't mean much if the player base isn't caught up. True. Honestly, I wouldn't even care. Instead of level 10 gems, we clear with 9s. Without full elixirs, we clear with half. Yeah, that's interesting thinking. I would like to see you apply that to Thaemine. Because I don't think you're going to be clearing hard Thaemine at 1630 with level 9s and half elixirs. But neither here nor there. Probably not this year since they're ramping up the speed of raids and speed of KR raids too. Yeah. I definitely think a lot of the reason why we were able to quote-unquote get caught up is because there hasn't actually been a lot of updates happening in Korea. So it makes sense that we actually are kind of catching up because they haven't really released anything in Korea, and that's typical of MMOs. Typically, there are periods of time where there's no new big content, like significant periods of time. I'm not talking like 2 months. 2 months is nothing in an MMO, you know? Thaemine for April means FOMO will be stronger than ever. Business is booming. True. I think that's it for the roadmap. I do want to go over this post because I think it's interesting. AGS, how exactly are people supposed to keep up without cheating? This title hits close to home for me because this mentality is everywhere. Oh no, how am I supposed to do X because of Y? Okay, look, I'm not saying that the design is good because it's not. It's bad design. But just because something is designed in a predatory way doesn't mean that you have to feed into the system that is the problem, right? It's like a relationship. Just because you're unhappy with something about your current partner doesn't mean you have to excommunicate them and do shit behind their back and, like, cheat on them or whatever, right? It just means you have to nut the fuck up and talk to them or break up with them or something, right? You have to do the other alternative things that you have to do if you don't want to keep doing the thing that you're doing. I know it's a bit of a weird metaphor, but it makes sense in a vacuum. Because what I'm comparing it to is, how are people supposed to keep up without cheating? I mean, let's define cheating. I would define cheating as RMTing out of website gold, or out of game gold, right? From a website. An external website like G2G, the classic. Or player auctions. There you go. Name drop 2 of them. That is what I would consider cheating. Obviously, since in this game there aren't things too rampant like actual hacks, so typically when people refer to cheating, they talk about RMT, and when people typically talk about RMT, they mean not sanctioned in-game RMT. Especially since the sanctioned in-game RMT is dogshit rates, because the other rates are so fucking good. Very few people are incentivized to RMT through the legitimate system, when you can get such a significant amount more gold for your money from the websites and carry pretty much no risk of ban. And even if you do get banned, for some reason they don't remove your items. So if you invest, say, your 5 million gold that you purchased into items like gems, your gems will stay. They don't get removed. Even if you do get banned and the gold does get removed, the gems and items you buy do not. And it also doesn't put you into negative gold, so it doesn't matter if your gold gets removed because you'll be at 0 instead of negative like 5 million. That is the problem. Now let's actually read the post and see what he's talking about. We've had half the time Korea did between Brell and Akan. We've had several months less between Akan and Voldis, and now we have several months less between Voldis and Thaemine. We've essentially had no time to work on improving alts, and even if you haven't been, odds are your main isn't 1620. So what are we supposed to do exactly? I probably play and spend more than the most of the Western player base, a frankly unhealthy amount of hours, and $100 every couple months. When I look up at what my money gets me, I honestly feel like I'm lighting it on fire. If I were to swipe in order to push from 1610 to 1620 at current prices, it would cost me about $2,000 fucking dollars, assuming I get average luck. This is why we have an insane botting problem. This is why there's such an extreme gatekeeping issue, and this is why you have been and are going to continue to hemorrhage even your most hardcore players as time goes on. I'm pretty sure it's mathematically impossible for anyone to clear Thaemine the First with the character built on legitimate gold. What a joke. Since it's coming in the pre-nerfed state, that might actually be a pretty true statement. Not saying that it would be like necessarily impossible, but it also depends on what you factor in as a legitimate source of gold. But it definitely will be difficult. And yeah, the prices are insane for honing. This is true. We know this. It's a bad system. Grinding to 1620 made me look into purchasing royal crystals. I wanted to spend like $50 to $100, maybe even $150 if I thought it could get me all the way. Holy crap, it gets you not even a drop in the bucket. I don't know how anyone bothers to spend money on anything other than skins. You'd have to spend thousands to get any meaningful vertical progression. It is very expensive, and it gets even worse because of how much better the illegal mean route is. See, why would you pay their shitty royal crystal prices when you can RMT and support a family in Asia? That's because people have been buying botted gold since day one. Our gold is worth very little. Leaps should not be 200 gold. Redstone should not be 40 gold or whatever it is now, and it's like a dumb vicious circle. Buy gold to hone, prices go up, bots print more gold, buy gold to hone. True. Even if bots weren't in the game, the prices in the shop are ridiculously bad. Yes, this is also very true. The pricing in the actual in-game growth bundle store thing is pretty fucking terrible. But I think from the exchange itself, the Royal Crystal exchange rate would be a lot better if that was the only way to get money, dollars, into gold, right? But this is what I've been saying this whole time. This right here, I think this is a good comment. Our gold is worth very little. You can see this very clearly by the price of certain objects, mainly honing mats and gems. And you compare that to the ratio of like blue crystals to royal crystals and sort of the exchange in there, and it doesn't really add up. But it is what it is. And even if you don't want to compare the two, because I know it's not like a perfect comparison, what I would say is look at the website ratios to purchase gold, and then look at the blue crystal to royal crystal exchange and see reflectively the pricing there, and then look at the pricing of things that you want to buy. You have to factor in all of these pricing avenues because they're all loosely tied to each other. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, it's just how it is. Anyways, I wanted to do this Bard Needs Buff post as well, but this is already running on for a very long time. So I'm just going to TLDR it. Yes, Bard Needs Buff. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Topical Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, as you always do. And, hey man, I gave you some opinions. I gave you some hot topics. And I appreciate you all. I really do. And I think for Christmas, I'm going to be releasing a special video that may or may not be featuring my thoughts on some things that have been going on in my life. So if you're more of a personal parasocial Andy, look forward to that, because I have a lot on my mind these days, and I think having an outlet to talk about things is important. And if you don't care about it, I totally get it. And it's going to be kind of depressing and all that, because it's going to be me talking about like my life and what I've been I'm going to be open about what I've been dealing with the last couple months, because I think it's fair and I think it's good for you guys to understand, because I've been trying my best and I know I haven't been the best to you guys, and I'm sorry. But I do want to make better videos for you guys, and hopefully moving forward we will be able to grow together. Anyways, look forward to that. Don't hold me to it if I don't end up doing it. It's just a tentative idea that I have lately that I'm going to post like a parasocial, oh hey, this is me, this is what's I've been dealing with, maybe like a New Year's resolution video type type thing. But I've been rambling for long enough. Thank you guys so much as always, and thank you to my YouTube members and my tier 2s, Blitzel, Remix My Life, I'm Nufu, Airzyke, Jacob Clouded, and all of my tier 1s, It's Biscuits, Inder, Diz, and Arturus. I'm outie.